kind of shot do we want to do, y'all?
It was the Jameson over there.
Jameson
I
always.
I've got Jameson or Jameson.
Jameson.
Actually, I take that back. I may have some Tullamore Dew. I don't know what I've got.
No, we do the Jameson. Let me grab a shot glass and Josh.
I got the bottle.
You went to Alaska?
No, my in-laws did.
Oh. I was going to say, how's it up there? I mean, besides it being cold, but, you know, I don't do cold weather.
Go during the summertime. It's hot.
I don't do cold weather, so.
See, I'm not big on hot weather, so.
See, I like it hot. I can't
Whichever
stand
one.
Well, you can always do Colorado.
Deidre wants to go to Colorado. Deidre's going to Colorado and
I got a friend in Denver.
Okay, so
for her birthday, January 15th.
No, we're not doing January. Like I say, I have to move it to.
No, I'm saying that's where Deidre's going. She wants me and Tara to go.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chuck, make the toast.
All right, to future success in 2022.
Sounds good to
me.
me.
Like guessing, y'all. Thank you, Jameson.
All right.
Yep. All right. On
First
that note,
topic is Urban Meyer.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Sadly, I have to say I'm surprised he lasted this long.
He's surprised.
Well, I mean, take a look. Even though they had 2 wins, and I don't want to say they were lucky wins. I want to say they were significant wins. They only had 2.
But is it because of the internal problems that were there, or just the talent that's not there?
Internal problems.
A lot of it is internal because look, if you can't get the team to come together, right? You know, get that cohesiveness, that team play. You're fighting an upward battle, and so a lot of times you can get that cohesiveness under a very tight, tyrannical regime, right? Belichick gets away with it because he's the GM and he basically lets you go if you don't get along with the program.
And his record speaks
for itself. And nobody, I mean, and when he asks you to do something, there's a purpose, and most of the time the players understand the purpose behind what they're being asked to do.
They buy into the program.
Now, when it comes to Urban Meyer, there's been multiple reports of him treating these kids, these players like they're kids. Granted, some of them might be coming from college and might be kids, but they're all grown men.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're berating them like a child, or if you're getting in their face, or if you're trying to treat them like they're back in college, that's not something that's going to be successful. I mean, we were even talking about that in our own workspaces.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, you can't talk to a grown. I don't know any job where you can talk to a grown man like they're a child and they're going to let you slide with it.
Not many.
Not too long.
I mean, how long is it going to take before you're in the HR office?
Or how many millionaires going to take that before they punch you in the face?
Right.
Especially these big millionaires.
And especially with these millionaires. I mean, look, they're basically professional at this point. Once they get to the NFL, that amateur status is gone. Mm-hmm. Now they may need to get used to the speed of the NFL because, as they always say, it's a little quicker, it's a little fast, a little bit harder, you get hit harder. I mean, a little bit more. It's just a little bit more than the college level, right?
Yeah.
And so you have to get used to that. But outside of that, the game is still the same. The strategies are still the same. The plays are very similar to college. And we've even seen some gimmicky college stuff be successful in the NFL.
Yes, it is.
For that moment, yeah.
For that moment. But at the same token,
moment.
we've seen one gimmick play this year that won a game. So what we're talking about is like a coach berating his players to the point where they don't want to play.
That's what I'm saying. So because his style of coaching, his style of leadership is obviously not good for the NFL. It's not going to be successful unless you have a bunch of young talent that responds to it. Obviously, he had some, ranging in age and experienced talent that didn't, respond well to it. And that's why there was the problems that he had. Not to mention, he's trying to nurture a rookie QB in Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
So I mean, you need to, and I'm sorry, but what is he learning? Because
I want to hear Chuck's take on the kicker thing.
With Josh Lambo, I mean, you picked the right one because
he picked the right one.
Honestly, like what Shannon Sharp said on Undisputed, he didn't do it to a 300-pound defensive tackle, or he didn't do it to a right end. He didn't do it to a wide receiver. He did it to a kicker, somebody that was 9 times out of 10 probably not going to fight back. I'm not saying kickers won't fight back. I'm just saying 9 times out of 10.
Obviously, it wasn't Pat McAfee. I think Pat McAfee.
Yeah, Pat McAfee would have fought back. Yeah, or
Vinatieri.
Janikowski.
Janikowski definitely would have fought. We probably would have used that leg,
right? But you picked the right one to do that with, because he didn't do that to anybody. Because So with that being said, he did do one thing positive, though. He did unify the team just against him. That's all.
Yeah.
He unified the team. So,
success.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a success right there.
Well, that's why I picked Jacksonville to beat Houston this week, because you look at it, the team is unified.
Now
they're standing strong.
Oh, yeah, they're standing strong.
They're standing strong.
Yeah, together.
Houston ain't got a chance.
Is it in?
It's in Jacksonville.
Oh, yeah.
Houston ain't got a chance.
Yeah.
You unified the team by screwing your career NFL wise.
He's
probably gonna land a college job. Don't get me wrong.
Take a look. I guarantee you, before the NFL season's over, some college team is going to come out of the woodwork and grab him before the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't be surprised if LSU didn't do it.
Yeah. Hey, that's LSU. Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm gonna say like this here: if you're the boss, you do not treat your workers like they trash or like they beneath you. If you want them to do the job for you, you got to give them a reason to do the job.
But he had to see the signs of that, because remember, what's his name? Chip Kelly did that.
Yep.
And with the Eagles, like, you seen people come from college trying to treat grown men that are bigger, stronger, and faster than you like their children. And these guys got you fired in the same year.
How many times did you not see that in the military though?
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And granted,
I saw it in basic training.
But unfortunately, in basic training, when you're just getting in, I'm talking about after basic. You've been in for a few years, and you're seeing these senior corporals, E4, E5s. But they're being treated like they're kids. Why? Because they're acting like.
Well, it's time and service, time and grade in the military. In the NFL, it's a little bit different. I put in my work. Well, actually, no, it's not. It's not. It's the same.
Same.
I put in my work. I got my stripes.
You're not about to come in
I've
here and
done
tell
this.
me.
I got my ring, and I'm playing for you, and you want to treat me bad? No, I don't think so.
And so so you have to worry about that.
And well, as these coaches come in from college, and you're gravitating from I want to say high school to college level players to the NFL, grown men with families, with businesses and stuff, that they got to make sure that they playing this game for a business. They're not playing this game for fun anymore.
No.
And then when you want to
it's for that paycheck,
and you want to treat them like they less than you, sorry, that don't work. And he found that out.
Well, and once again, it's like I want to go back to it's one thing to be, pushing the buttons to get him motivated. I understand that.
Physically put your.
But obviously his leadership style is suffering, because there's no reason that he should have, I think it's his leadership style. It's what he's used to.
With that being said, has he ever done that in college? Where he
probably has. No. I believe he did everything he's doing now. I believe he did it in college.
So he thought he could pull that with grown men.
Because think about it, Chip Kelly's a prime example. And Nick Saban too. At one point, all you did was bring what you did from college. And what's his name? The one, Jim Harbaugh. When they came over to the NFL, they brought that college stuff there. The reason why they didn't last that long is because that college stuff doesn't work in the NFL. These are adult men. These are not little boys.
They're getting hundreds and thousands of dollars.
If I gave you, if you're my
per
QB,
game is where I was going to go.
If you're my QB and I just gave you $100 million, how often are you really just listening to me?
Probably 50% of the time.
Exactly. So then think about that. I came from a college background. I expect you to listen to me all the time, like I'm your father. But I'm not your father.
Got a daddy already.
Exactly. So now, because I forgot who said it. How do you motivate grown men?
There are ways to do it without. You can be kind of abusive, but not to the abusive point where you're putting your feet or your hands on somebody.
And going
that
back
point
to
right there, that's the one thing I'm talking about is you actually physically hit somebody. And you, like Chuck said, you picked the right one, because he wouldn't. You'd have did that to any one of them linebackers. They'd have shoved you in a locker.
Actually, even a couple of the linemen, man.
I was finna go to the defensive and offensive linemen. Defensive offensive linemen probably would have cooked you and ate you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you pick the person to go after, which was a punter or a kicker, because you think they make the least amount on the team anyway. No, they don't. You might need them clutch.
And I hate to say it, I mean, we don't know too much of the details of actually what happened, but this is the ridiculous part of it. And on that note, we're gonna go ahead and hit the
Take a
pause
break.
button. So picking up where we left off, we were finishing up with the Urban Meyer thing. I just wanted to pipe in that. Sadly, it's his leadership style. I don't think that it works in the NFL. He would have to change his approach because, as we pointed out, these are grown men that you're trying to lead to, be winners. And with some of them having, football experience dating all the way back to Pee Wee, you have to treat them like professionals.
Yep.
He got lucky. I mean, when I say he got lucky, he didn't get his ass handed to him. So, and that's just me talking from a perspective of a grown man, and you coming at me like I'm a child. You can't do it. No coach ever should do that to a grown man, period.
Yeah, I just think the title, the position, the glitz, the glamour, all that stuff just got to him. Because remember, he also had the scandal where after they had a loss, the team left.
Yeah.
But he didn't leave with the team. And
that was after the Titan game, if I'm not mistaken.
And then they had that picture of him and that young lady that wasn't his wife. So
I forgot about that one.
So yeah, it's just too much, too fast.
You're not a role model and you're not a leader. So go back to college and
that's if a college picks him up.
A high school team will get him.
Or he could go back as
high school
offensive coordinator.
Oh, Bill O'Brien.
Isn't he still with Alabama?
He's going to LSU,
Yeah, he's with
I heard.
Alabama.
But anyway, Urban Meyer, stop doing what you're doing, bro. It don't work for you. It don't work in the NFL. You're a good coach. Don't get me wrong. But personality-wise, you just...
All right. So what's next? Do you want to do a quick recap of a few of the divisions and their playoff?
Where we stand and what's going on.
All right.
Yeah, we could do that.
So we'll try to keep it quick though, because after all, there's 8 different divisions.
Well, let's start with that Arizona Rams situation.
Oh well, that's actually pretty simple.
Arizona's going to win.
Arizona's definitely in the lead. They've only got a 1-game lead.
Yeah,
so
they just lost to them though.
With 4 games to go, who has
the toughest schedule? Who has the toughest schedule? Arizona or the Rams?
I think Arizona has the easiest.
Arizona's got Detroit, Indy, Dallas, and Seattle.
Arizona has an easier schedule.
And the Rams, Seattle, Minnesota, Baltimore, and San Francisco. I don't know. It's almost even.
Yeah, I think. But who's up? Who's up right now? Arizona by 1, right?
Yeah, by 1.
They got to win out to be number 1. Period.
I don't think so. Rams are losing another.
No, I'm saying Arizona got to win out to stay number 1.
I'm saying Arizona does not have to win out because Rams are going to lose a couple of those games.
Which one you think they're going to lose, Chuck?
Well, it's in Minnesota and at Baltimore. I give them credit for Seattle and San Francisco at home.
I give them credit for Baltimore. They
Well, you have to remember
the biggest letdown of the season for me is Baltimore.
I mean, I think they're all winnable games.
You have to remember if Lamar Jackson's not playing, then yes, then Arizona needs to worry.
And that's week 17.
But if Lamar Jackson's back because he's injured,
I saw Lamar Jackson play the last 3 games and I ain't seen nothing special. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of theirs. But I'm sorry, the Rams can outplay them any day of the week.
Right, but I mean,
and of course, San Francisco's only 1 game behind them, so there's a chance San Francisco.
If San Francisco can put their stuff together, it makes a.
San Francisco's NFC though.
They're still in.
San Francisco and Baltimore.
We're talking about the Rams in Arizona.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Rams in Arizona are 1 and 2. San Francisco can sneak in to disrupt some stuff. And
if they win out,
for them.
if San Francisco wins out and Rams lose 2 games, they could probably squeak into that 7th seed.
That 7th seed, and the Rams they can squeak up to the 6th seed, and the Rams fall to the 7th seed.
Something like that.
I highly doubt that. Well, it really depends on how many of the Rams lose, because you have to understand. There are other teams that are vying for spots like Washington and Philly.
Yeah.
If they win out,
I can see Philly getting in. I cannot see
Minnesota.
Washington
If they win out, they've got 4 games left.
Minnesota winning out.
Atlanta and New Orleans are at 6 and 7. If they
New
win
Orleans
out,
is not
Minnesota's going to be that 7th seed.
Yeah. I'm predicting Minnesota going to be 1, Rams going to be 1, Arizona going to win the division.
Yeah, Arizona's winning that division.
Yeah.
All right. So next division, obviously it's a no-brainer, is the North. Green Bay's got a solid lock on that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Minnesota's in the fight, but nobody else in that division's worth talking about. And one that's really looking like really questionable right now, NFC South, only one team, Tampa Bay, is probably coming out of that division.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta and New Orleans are not looking good, and even if they happen to squeak into to that seventh seed,
Isn't Carolina in that division also?
Carolina, but they're at the very bottom with 5 wins.
Yeah, Carolina.
Yeah, they
at the
are.
bottom.
Yeah,
So it looks like Tampa Bay is in.
Tampa Bay is in.
Arizona and Rams are in. Maybe
Most likely,
maybe
maybe
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco. Green Bay is in.
Green Bay is in.
Minnesota's
Minnesota,
fighting.
maybe. Dallas is in.
Dallas is in, and Washington and Philly. Washington, Philly,
Fighting.
and
They-
Minnesota
and
are
are
all
fighting.
fighting for
They're
that
fighting
last,
for that
that
last
last spot,
All right.
along with San Francisco.
Okay, so you got 4 teams fighting for number 7 and 6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 4 teams fighting for number 7. The best team might not make it.
Oh yeah, right now it's
Might not
not
make
looking
it.
good.
Which is why I agree with Stevie Smith. I was like, you got mediocre teams battling for a mediocre position. That's pretty much it.
A mediocre team battling for a mediocre position, but any given Sunday, it can turn into something special.
Right, but that's
Yeah.
what you're hoping for.
Yeah, but like I said, you got to battle to get to that
because
that spot.
because remember that year when the Seattle Seahawks got through, they beat the Packers, but then to lose to I forgot, was it Dallas? No, it wasn't Dallas.
I don't remember what year was that.
It was the Legion of Boom years. One of the Legion of Boom years.
Oh,
Basically-
right before the Super Bowl win.
Right,
the
okay.
championship game.
right. They
When
beat
Russell Wilson threw that pick to the Patriots, and Chuck gonna always remember that one.
No.
He's talking about before that.
I'm talking before that.
Anyway,
They were like they were a 9-7 team. They easily got in because remember the St. Louis Rams used to be in that division and all that good stuff. So
they still are in that division.
I'm sorry, they are in the division. But anyway, the division was weak, and so because they were 9-7, they got into the playoffs. They happened to beat they beat Dallas, and then lost to Green Bay.
Dallas lost to Green Bay. They beat the Rams, and then Dallas.
Yeah,
so they beat
because
the
that
Rams.
was that the
That was
year
the real
that
year Rams was 6-9 or
Dez-
something
Right,
like
right,
that.
was that the year that Dez reached for the end
Yeah,
zone?
and
Yeah,
when
okay,
he caught
so-
it, and they said he didn't
But-
catch it. I'm serious. I'm
That was a
sorry.
catch.
But
I'm not a catch. I'm not a Dallas fan, but that was a catch.
But everybody knows Americans like that underdog story. That's why you got so many movies.
That's why Kurt Warner's got a movie.
Right. Oh my gosh, yeah.
and Chuck is
Okay,
gonna go see
okay.
it.
No, I'm not.
I'm going to do a census because I already know my answer, and I'll let you know after I ask the question. After they answer, who plans on watching the movie in the theater?
Nobody.
Chuck,
It's a rental.
John.
Straight to rental.
I said nobody.
See, I'm waiting for it to come on HBO Max.
Right.
I'm not. I'm. You know what?
If you already know the story, what I'm gonna go pay
I'll
to
be
go
honest
see it
with you.
for?
You heard what he said, and the answers were when it come on rental, nobody. And he said, "I'm waiting for it to come out on HBO Max.
HBO
Even when it
Max?
come on HBO Max, him and Kurt Warner might be the only two
No,
people that watch this movie."
Shoot, man! If it's on HBO Max, I might watch Harry Potter instead.
but this is like when my wife took me to go see
Don't do it, Chuck.
Star Wars Rogue One. And I told her I told her that's the only Star Wars movie I did not go see because I already know the premise of the movie. In the first 5 minutes of the very first Star Wars movie, they explained, hey, a special squadron of elite people, elite rebels went and got the Death Star plans. That's the whole movie. Why do I want to watch it? I know what happens in the end. Apparently they die.
But they got the plans out because we know that because we watched
but I
the rest
know
of
them.
episode 4.
But
I know that.
with the Kurt Warner story,
Anyway.
we know how it's going to turn
We know
out.
how it's
So
gonna
how
turn
do you
out.
make a movie?
I wanted to see it.
I would
know.
even watch any given Sunday.
Shit, I'll watch it again.
So enough of movie bashing. We need to finish up these divisions.
All right.
So now we're going to go to the AFC, and we all agreed, and we're definitely deeply surprised and shocked that the New England
Patriots
are up there.
leading.
are leading the division by 2 games.
And we're gonna let Chuck lead out on this one because he's a Patriot fan. He's a Bill Belichick man. Let's go.
So with Bill Belichick, I expect this out of him. I'm not gonna lie.
You
I
were surprised.
wasn't.
You were
I'm
surprised Mike Jones would do
I'm
what he did.
surprised that the offense is maintaining enough to where we're winning games.
He is
because
still not giving
I'm
Mac Jones his props.
because he's still
No.
he's still getting turnovers. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny that. Look. Hey, there's
Now,
a difference.
with 4 games to go, what do you think their chances of taking the division?
Buffalo going to retake it.
No, the Buffalo's not going to retake the division. Buffalo's not retaking this division. Buffalo's going to be probably a first round knockout. The holes for Buffalo has been shown. You see that even with Josh Allen rising up, he's still a rising star. He's going to be a star. He's just a rising star.
Okay, well, let me say this here before you keep going. Houston Texans showed that the holes in the Patriots. They didn't get the win, but they showed the holes there. So what's the difference between Buffalo and the Patriots right now?
Well, see, the thing with the Buffalo is their premier receiver. I forgot his name. Tre'Davion White is out. Mm-hmm. So that's the
running back, not the
no.
receiver.
That's the corner.
Oh, you talking about? Okay, you said receiver. That's why.
But going back to the seeding, because we are getting off on a tangent, right? New England's got the number one. And Buffalo is 2 games behind with 4 games to go. Now Miami at 6 and 7, I don't give them a chance.
I give them number 7 if they get there.
They would have to win out to even have a shot at number 7.
If they get there, they're number 7.
I don't think they're going to do it. So now that takes us to the AFC North, right? And that's Baltimore with a game lead.
The Steelers.
That's a fight.
But that's an ugly fight because even the Steelers at 6 and 7,
all 4 teams are in.
6 and
all
1
4 teams potentially
are
can
fighting
go
for a
to
spot.
the playoffs.
Yeah,
and that's going to be ugly.
Well, yeah. Who wants to see all 4 teams in a freaking playoff?
And then all 4 teams in the freaking playoff blows this system that they got right now.
Which is why 2 teams each division sounds really good right now.
Yeah, what we talked about last week.
All right.
And so
AFC South, simple. Only 2 teams are coming out of there.
Tennessee.
Tennessee's got a 2-game lead. And Indy has a shot at one of the seeds.
Well, Indy's shot is literally not winning the division, but it's about blowing up the Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Cleveland thing. So those 5 teams right there are fighting for them last 2 spots.
Indy does have, I think, the hardest because they have New England, Arizona, Vegas Raiders, ending at Jacksonville.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the last 2 games, I don't think the Raiders are going to show up. So I'm going to give them 2. Now, if they can surprise,
I don't give them. Actually, I even say that the Jacksonville because it's the last game of the season. That makes surprises.
Show out. They can't rest nobody.
We've seen,
but they can't rest anybody.
No,
they got to get.
They need to win
they
it.
Can't rest
especially
nobody.
if they drop the New England and Arizona, because they're dropping at least one.
And they can't rest anybody.
No.
But they got to get one of those first 2 wins before them last 2 games even matter. They got to get one of those first 2 wins.
So we're looking at a 9-7 Indy team right now.
And the only way they're going to make the playoffs is they got to knock off New England.
No. Even if they get lucky with New England this week, they still have Arizona, and I don't think they're going to win both of them.
But the other 2 games,
I still think that the Jacksonville could be a possible upset. Vegas Raiders,
Jacksonville can be a spoiler.
Vegas Raiders, I give them credit for because it's a home game for the Colts.
And
Jacksonville's on the road.
Raiders ain't been doing anything, but the Jacksonville Jaguars, I literally believe with the stuff that just went on,
we're going to see some.
It's the pride thing. For them.
Right now they're fighting for pride,
and they're playing together.
They're either fighting for pride or fighting for first round draft pick.
Oh, what did we talk about? What did we talk about the Raiders head coach at the beginning of the season? He got let go about some stuff that happened, and the team rallied behind him. They won like 3 or 4 games right off. Here's the same scenario. So they finna play their ass off for these last 4 games. They might actually win these 4.
But so Indy's in jeopardy if they don't win at least 2 of their 4. They may not even make the playoffs.
I'll say 3 of their 4. They got to win at least 3 of their 4.
That leaves us with AFC West with Kansas City a solid 2-game lead.
Yep.
Over the next one, which is the Chargers. They just beat the Chargers in overtime.
And
the
Raiders, the Raiders and the Broncos don't even have a shot. They can't.
I think Denver has a shot, but it's an uphill battle.
I don't think they can make it because of who they got to play.
They have to win out, and right now the Chargers
they can't win. They can't win out.
Chargers just lost to Kansas City. Yep. They're coming to Houston next week, which we're going to be there. We're going to watch that game, and then they got Denver in. They host Denver and they go to Vegas Raiders
and
on the last game.
Either Denver
I think they
or the
win
Raiders
out.
or the Chargers.
I think they can.
I think they win out.
They're going to beat each other up, and they're not going to make it. Neither one of those teams is going to make it.
Well, I think
the Chargers are going to make it.
I think the Chargers are going to win that Houston game.
Then
they're going to go home and beat up on Denver because they almost beat the Kansas City, and then they're going to go to Vegas and face the Raiders. Now, I'm going to give them credit because that game is always played hard. So I don't think it's going to be an easy game by any means. But if the Chargers are motivated, they take that. Then that means they're not only in a good position to maybe take the division if Kansas City drops a game or two, but it definitely puts them a lock for seed 4.
Well, you said the Chiefs are up by 2, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Two
Chiefs
games.
up by 2, so the Chiefs have to lose 2, the Raiders have to win 3 for them to take that division. I don't see that happening.
You mean Chargers?
Chargers. I'm sorry. Chargers have to win 3. Chiefs
At
have
minimum, but they're looking.
But they can win.
They're looking
Yeah, they
like
can.
can
I'm not saying they can't.
Houston, Denver,
So
and
Kansas
the
City
Raiders
has to lose all 3, and Chargers have to
Who is
win.
Kansas City playing?
All right, Kansas City. They have Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and then Denver.
2 of those games, Pittsburgh get lucky. Cincinnati can beat them.
And it's in Cincy,
Denver,
so I would
Denver
give 'em-
defense show up, they might beat them.
I'll give Kansas City credit that if Cincinnati could potentially be a problem because it's on the road.
Yep.
Pittsburgh in Arrowhead.
It depends on what team shows up.
If Pittsburgh shows up, then they might. But I mean, I don't see them coming on the road.
So what's
to
the
Arrowhead.
last one then?
At Denver.
That
It's
Denver
mile high.
defense, that Denver defense, I'm sorry, man. Sometimes, I mean, they I ain't gonna say
But-
sometimes, all the time they cause fits.
The problem that I'm seeing though is that it's only going to take one win, and they have the division, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
So I think the Chargers, even if they win out, are a solid 5th seed, and then
Okay, so they're in the playoffs.
they're in
Oh
the
yeah,
playoffs.
Chargers. Yeah,
Chargers are in the playoffs.
So
Kansas City.
two games.
So right now,
I think 2 games they're in the playoffs.
So right now, it's looking like Kansas City and Chargers are definite, as long as they don't drop too many games here in the stretch. We're looking at a definite in Tennessee, unless they drop all their games, and then Indy sneaks in.
I'm gonna say this to Tennessee, Ryan Tannehill. It's time for you to show up.
Mm-hmm.
You've been barely making it. You got to prove yourself now, dude.
And
I'm sorry.
I'll go
You
ahead and
have
make
to.
a mention. We're going to that last game of the
Yes.
season. Houston
sir.
And
hosting
don't-
Tennessee.
And don't sleep on Houston. They got something to prove.
Yep.
Don't get me wrong. I'm upset with my team and where it's going, but I still root for my team. And I'm gonna tell you right now, them guys are hungry. They just want that win. Period.
And
they
so-
don't want anything else.
And so, what will really be funny for me is that if Kansas City wins out, Chargers win out, Tennessee wins,
They become the
and
third seed.
then Indy wins enough games. New England and Buffalo, and then only one comes out of the North.
Sorry, Buffalo.
You don't think Buffalo can do it?
No, Buffalo's not gonna make it
I knew you was gonna say it.
because I'm looking at it. They're 7-6. Everybody else is 8-6.
And Buffalo has to win out.
Well, they're fighting with Cleveland and
They have
Cincinnati.
and
Those are
they
the
got
ones that-
games
they're
against them.
fighting for that.
Buffalo
7th
got
seed.
2 games against AFC teams, right?
Right.
Buffalo, yeah, they've got Green Bay and Rams. They're going to lose those two.
That's NFC. What
And
are the AFC games?
At Cincy and then Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they got to beat Cincinnati and Pittsburgh just to make the playoffs.
Oh, wait, sorry, that was Baltimore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think
So Buffalo's got Carolina and Atlanta. Those are winnable, and then they got at New England, which will be
That's the
tough.
game they got to
But
win.
I'm going to give them credit right now for the last game.
They
of the season
lost. They
against
lost the
Jets.
last one. I don't know.
No, Jets. They're going to beat the Jets.
Oh, the Jets. I'm talking about
The New England one. Even
Yeah.
if they do drop that one, they only need to win the 3, and that puts them at 10.
Yeah, but if somebody else same record as you win 4, you out.
with all these 7-6 teams, it's the first one of 9. It's gonna win.
I think it's the first one
Nah,
in 10.
I think it's
it's the first one in 10.
With the way that things are right now, it's
It's
going to
the first
come down
one
to
in 10.
week 17. Watch.
Yeah.
Now-
It's going to
now,
come
I'm
down
not-
to the
I'm
wire.
not saying that
they
the
can
division-
They can justify what they just did.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that like the division leaders won't be decided by then. No, I'm saying that the final seeding will not be decided until week 17.
Or no. I
18.
agree with you, but
Okay.
I'm saying the one that's going to win is going to be 9 and whatever. What is 9 and 18?
Are you talking
9
about
and
win
8.
the whole thing?
Yeah.
17 games.
Yeah, one's going to be 9 and 8.
Yeah.
That's the one that's going to win the Super Bowl?
That's the one that's going to win the 7th seed.
Oh, I
the
thought
7th seed.
the second seed?
The
Seventh.
7th.
Oh, 7th seed. Oh, okay. I
Seventh
thought you
seed.
said, wow.
So
If they
all
get to
right.
10, that'd be.
Did you want to go on a little bit more of your rant for the New England stuff, or are you good?
I need him to speak
Oh.
on it.
Why?
What
I
part?
need him to speak on it. Give Mac Jones his props, Chuck.
You just like to poke the bear, don't you?
I guess I do.
Right. So Mac Jones, you got props because the running game is bailing you out of a lot of situations there because, like I said, we still get it. I put you on Tony Romo's level. Whoa. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean it.
No, you can only mean that in a bad way.
Tony Romo
don't-
can
don't-
only be in a bad way.
I mean, like,
because Tony Romo's got really good stats.
right? That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. Tony Romo,
But
he's going to give you one turnover
what?
a game.
You know what?
He's going to
No,
give
he
you.
gonna give you more than one
He's
turnover.
going to
I
give
have
you
to
one.
give you this. If he really wanted to be derogatory, he would have called you, what was it, Schaub?
Oh, Matt Schaub.
Schaub
Oh, yeah.
Or Jamarcus Russell.
No, no. Jamarcus Russell, you can't use that as no.
That Jamarcus Russell's like another Albert Hainsworth. Like
Yeah.
you just,
I was thinking more like Ryan
I
Lee.
can't even put him on the Albert Hainsworth level.
he was.
Because at least Hainsworth was like good at one point in time. He kind of tapered there toward the end.
Jamarcus Russell was. He has
Vince
talent.
Young. I put him on Vince Young level.
No,
He had talent. It's
Jamarcus
just-
Russell
Vince
had
Young.
an arm. He had no accuracy.
Vince
yeah,
Young.
yeah.
Vince Young.
No, Vince Young had talent. He just
No,
didn't
no.
listen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mac Jones. This is the first year in. We ain't
Well, no. What I'm saying is basically the reason why I call him Tony Romo is as much as I hate Dallas, I can't say I hate Tony Romo. I don't hate him. I just hate he was on Dallas. Like he was. Now that I'm saying after he's retired, he was a decent. He was a good quarterback.
I don't hate you, but I hate your sister. So that means I hate you.
Right.
I would say this here. Chuck has always been this person. I cannot pick Dallas to win a game. I say, Chuck, they finna win this game. I know they're gonna win the game.
I know
but
they're gonna win the
can't
game.
go.
I just won't pick
It's the
them.
same thing
It's
with
simple,
Kansas City.
I
He refuse. We
to
have
pick
our own.
Kansas
So
City.
now you
ladies
know,
and gentlemen,
you
we
know
have
how to
our
beat
own.
him.
We have
in a
our own
pick'ems
little
contest.
thing going on where we pick teams who gonna win. And Chuck could have easily been in the lead if he'd have picked Kansas City or Dallas.
3 times.
and he chooses not to.
3 times out. 3 times
no
out of
matter who they play.
Wait,
All right,
three,
gentlemen.
3 times out of the season, I
Let's
was
go ahead and
correct.
wrap this up.
Because 3 times that they lost, I was the one ahead. So 3 times I was ahead.
All right, y'all. We got to get up out of here. I'm glad. Like, share, subscribe. Hit us back with feed, whatever you want.
Comment below.
You know it. We out.
We're out.
And we're done. But yeah, man, just not
I cannot believe you will never pick Kansas. Knowing they're gonna win the game.
the Chargers. If
Chuck,
the Chargers won, I wouldn't be up.
The things we do on our side. You know you can win. All you gotta do is pick these 2 teams, and you will not do it. That's why you got 9 wins last week.
Don't care.
I got 10 with missing 1 game. I got 10.
Don't care.
You could have picked those 2 teams and would have been 11 over me every week.
I'm not a bandwagoner.
It's not a bandwagon. It's about Josh putting these bets out for us, and you say no, we ain't betting on Kansas City. And it's
I said I would not participate. That's what I said.
your money is involved. You're
okay.
participating.
Well, hey, you.
Josh saying I'm picking Kansas City for the
That's
points.
why I allow y'all to make the picks. I know me.
Man,
I refuse.
Josh, he been married too long. I'm not talking about
that ain't got
y'all.
nothing
I
to
was
do-
married for 20 years, but he been married.
That's got
way
nothing to
too
do
long.
with marriage. It's just principles
You
and
defeated.
standards.
You defeated.
I have standards.
You can go set it off.